Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of Quiet in the Cheap Seats. I'm Danny. How are you, Gonny?
I'm bloody good, thank
Good. What about you, Kwai Chang?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah.
Monday.
You
Not bad,
enjoying
I
this
guess.
cold, wet weather? I've had them guts full of it.
I love it. I reckon it's brilliant.
What?
I like winter. It's magnificent. It's good.
Oh,
It's dark and it's cold and it's going to last for the rest of your life.
why don't you go live in the Antarctic?
Oh, it's too much snow.
Oh, but it's cold. You moron.
That's good. I
Oh,
reckon yesterday was great because you couldn't go outside. So I just watched the original version of Gidget on Fox Classics with Sandra Dee. It was good.
I've got nothing to say. All my thoughts have gone now. I'm thinking of Gidget.
Well,
We can do a review.
is Moondoggy in that?
Yeah, Moondoggy, played by James Darren.
James Darren. I thought it was Cliff Robertson.
No, James Darren in that one.
Moondoggy.
But Moondoggy's had more actors play him than Jack Ryan.
Who?
Jack Ryan, Harrison Ford. Who else has played him?
Who's Jack Ryan?
He's in like Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger. Harrison Ford movies.
Why do they
Jack
call
Ryan.
him Moondoggy, do you reckon?
It sounds a bit rude.
Gets
Like-
a bit, he's going dogging by the light of the moon.
I think we should probably look it up on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. It's a bit weird anyway,
Yeah.
on the beach.
Moondoggy. That's good.
Oh, so what did you think of the game on Saturday? We sort of were all a bit pessimistic about our chances. How do you reckon it went overall, Gonny?
Oh, we won.
We won.
Yeah, in my opinion, because we're never going to make finals. I mean, obviously. So that bit of where we are on the ladder doesn't really matter, and we won the game. Like,
Okay.
they paid a goal that wasn't a goal for starters.
Yeah.
And yeah, we won. In my mind, I went away happy. I felt like we won. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I reckon. I really enjoyed it. They were good. They brought a fight. They brought on a bit of fight. Everybody was around the place. Yeah, it was great. I mean,
We've lost your volume, Gonny.
oh, have you?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, cool. Sorry about that. Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like we went away looking pretty good.
Yeah. What about you, Jim?
Yeah. Oh, well, if you compare it to the week before against Sturt, which was pathetic against Sturt.
Only one
at home.
quarter.
Yeah, 1 quarter. And that's what I was scared was going to happen again. When we came out after half time, I thought we can't do what we've done in the last 2 games and just get smashed in the third quarter like we did against Sturt and Norwood. But we didn't.
Yeah.
Well, we kept we played 4 quarters of football this week.
Yeah, we seem to.
Which was great against the league leaders at the moment. They're on top of the ladder. And there was some real bewildering umpiring decisions against Centrals as usual. 3 marks in the forward 50 that just weren't paid for some reason. I don't know why. And
I saw Grace getting just tunnelled once in the last quarter, pushed in the back earlier and nothing.
Yeah. It was happening a lot. It was happening, and that goal that got
as well, I think, was the other one.
Tompkinson, yeah, they were pushing us under the ball a lot, for sure. And the goal that Gonny mentioned as well.
Yeah, how did that goal? We were at the other side of the oval. How did that goal look on the video, Danny? You were watching it online. What did it look like? It looked like the umpires came in and overturned it, or he was.
Well,
you know,
what it looks like was the goal umpire was on the other side of the goal mouth. And so he was looking across the entire width of the goals, looking up, watching it go through. But Kitschke, he was straight under it.
Yeah.
And, it went through and he just walked back to pick up the ball and everyone started getting in their positions, even the Glenelg players.
Yeah, I noticed, yeah.
And the goal umpire just signalled a goal. It was just pathetic, inept piece of goal umpiring. And the thing is, all of the players were complaining and the central umpire went up and spoke to him and he stuck to his guns and said, no, it's a goal. The boundary umpires seemed not to know exactly what happened. They were sitting on the fence, it seemed, and they just signalled a goal. And, the Central players were, you could see visibly upset, and the Glenelg players walking back with his head down. And that was one of the goals that, what's his name, kicked, Allen.
Matty Allen.
And, and so it was a disgrace. Having said that, in the first quarter, the commentators were saying one that we kicked had missed as well. And, so I don't know. But, that one was
they're
just...
falling themselves.
How come?
They're having a land, I reckon.
Yeah,
How come, like the SANFL were pioneers because when the goal umpires stopped wearing the brimmed hats.
Yeah.
And they went to the
lab coats.
Yeah, the lab coats and the brim hats.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And then they went to the caps and they had cameras in their caps. Remember that?
Yeah,
the SANFL, and they were the first ones to do it. And they had perfect camera angle and they could do replays and everything. How come they stopped using them? They could have done with that.
Probably another SANFL cost-cutting exercise. But you can't replay. Well, they don't ever do replays or slow motion on the Sandful Now app, so they just play it. That's it. So I had to go back through it and try and run it slow and all that stuff, and it's a bit difficult. But I think it's pretty obvious. Well, it seems reasonably obvious that it missed, and it did.
Yeah, it did.
But those goals haunted us all day long. We hit the post twice at that end. Perez hit the post at a crucial time, and so that was a real bummer.
Yeah, we had missed opportunities for sure.
Yeah.
They did two weird things. They were trying the switch.
Yeah.
I think it was the last quarter they were doing it, and you normally do the switch on the back half of the centre.
Yeah.
In your defence, half back and further back. But Centrals tried to do the switch twice forward of centre when they had, and it didn't pay. Remember that, Gonny? It didn't pay off. They just rebounded.
I can't recall that.
Big turnover.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was a bit weird.
Perhaps this is a legacy of Tomo's time in the golden days, because if you recall, in those days, we used to switch across the half-forward line a lot. And particularly when Shell would lead out to the fat side, but we'd often switch to the half-forward line and have someone else running there. So, I don't know. But, it didn't work this time, which was a bummer.
No.
Yeah. As you said, I watched it on the Sandful Now app. I actually watched it on Sunday morning, and it was quite good. I went down to the under-18s to watch them, and I saw the last quarter of the 16s as well, and 16s beat the top side, which was really good. So, they finished the season fantastically well. They can't make the 5, but, beaten a lot of good teams in the last 3 games. I've mentioned Logan Treverton before, and, talked about how he averages, high 40s or 40s or something, and it's actually 34 he averages, and he had 38 last week. On Saturday, he had 48. The guy is a machine, but he's a bit unobtrusive because he's not one of these flash athletic types. He has a little bit of pace, but he just is. He's sort of inconspicuous, and the possessions just rack up. It's crazy, yeah.
Oh,
and I saw, Braith Hickey was really good. A young fella by the name of Perryman, a little rover, was really, really good. Quick as lightning, zipping through the packs. And I was very impressed by a ruckman called Jack Jones, who he'd be in the high 190s, and he's solid, and he's only an under 16. And he was marking a lot of ball and just committing himself, and still also got a pretty high possession count. I'm very impressed with him. So that was a good win. Unfortunately, 18's lost. We were sitting top, they were sitting third, and we lost to them. They had their full complement of state players back. They were at full strength, and it showed. We were without our state players, Jack Gordon and Jake Imey. Jack's playing reserves again, and Imey played for the Crows again from our under 18s. He's not in their academy. I think he must be a top-up player, which is really weird.
Yeah.
And but then the big ruckman, Callan Samler, who's been huge this year, pulled out just before the game. So we had to bring in young Schubert from 16s. And so we're a bit deficient in key areas, but there was lots of good performers again. Mentioned Tony Moroney many times. Saw a fella called Billy Nichols, scrappy, fairly tall, half-back flanker, was fantastic. I thought he was clearly the best player on our side. He was brilliant. He just sort of, I don't know, he reminds me of a bit of Ken Hunter in him, I reckon, which is a pretty good call. And Kerber Tamas, the big backman, stood there, gun forward, who's the leading goal kicker so far, and destroyed him. The guy got taken off and ended up going down back. So that was good. So we're sitting second now because the Eagles won second. And we've got the Eagles this week again, as I mentioned before, and this is basically for top spot. If we win, we'll go top. If we lose, we could drop to third because Glenelg are only a game behind and percentage is about the same. So it's a very critical game, and really wish them well.
Second and third are the same anyway, aren't they? Really?
Second and third spots? I think it's top four in the 18s.
Right.
Yeah, so it's critical. We don't want to drop to third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, going on to the main game there, I'll bring up some information for us to look at, and we can sort of run through it and see how we go. I'll just share this screen. That's the team as it was named before the game. See, Bastick and Lane Ellis came in for Henke and the unfortunate Brodie Wills.
Yeah.
I have heard it's a really nasty injury.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So really disappointing to hear that. Johnny, have any thoughts on the selection? Any surprises? Any sort of moves?
No. I thought the selections were what I expected. I don't think there was much else we could, that could have been done as far as the selection. It went just, it showed that it was pretty solid kind of lineup by the way they played. So no, I thought it was a good selection. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jim?
Yeah, well, it always seems to look good on paper, Centrals do. They always seem to be well structured, good spine down the middle, good centre line. It all seems to be there. Maybe a few of those players dropped out. Lane Ellis was good. He showed some good stuff. He done a few good things there, and Bastek, he was good. I don't think Posthumous, he was in the back pocket. He was on the wing.
He was on a wing. He lined up on Matty Allen and got absolutely towed up by Matt Allen. He was clearly the best player on the ground in the first half, in my view.
Yeah, for sure. McCarty did a couple of good things.
His stats read very well, McCarty. 18 touches, high number of tackles and clearances too. I thought he had a good game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did have a few good touches around the important touches as well.
Yeah,
which is good to see. Monahan, he was in and out of it a little bit. Thomas was, he was okay this week. Wasn't his normal self this week, I don't think. It was probably the bandage that he had wrapped around his head.
Yeah, there was a bit of blood on the ground. So
yeah, well,
okay.
The surface of Glenelg Oval was terrible.
Yeah,
it was just all dirt. There was a bit of grass. It was like in the middle of summer. It was a really bad surface. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I think it suited Jack Tompkinson because he had his best game for Centrals, I reckon, on the weekend.
Yeah, as far as
as
the best player, I thought Tompkinson was a really good target. I really liked watching him. That's why I gave him a couple of points for. Yeah, it was just a good old-fashioned, solid forward. I liked it. He looked good, and he kicked really well. Good couple of snaps. So I was very pleased with Tompkinson. Josh for the flash fay was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, how many possessions did you get? 34 or something. You can't really complain with that. There you go. 34 disposals. Postuma was. I thought he redeemed himself a little bit. He started sort of getting a bit more exciting because we were on the flank on the northeastern flank, and he did a few interesting things in the last quarter. But that's what I would have thought. The amazing Grace was sort of popped up here and there, and Elvis was great as usual. He's you can just always depend on him,
Yeah.
So
best game this year.
Presbury.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that's Presbury's best game for the year? That's a good one. I thought he was. Was it which game was he tremendously good at? Sturt, I think it was.
Yeah, last week he was good as well.
Yeah, he's been good. So, yeah, the dilemma with Prez is that he can't seem to run a full season and not get injured these days, and so has to find his feet when he comes back. But before the season, I was told that he was peak fitness and absolutely raring to go, and then he got injuries again. But when he's going, he's fantastic. He's a great leader. He's so smart. Great to have inside and up and running. I see Pudney up there again. 25 touches, also high number of tackles again, not so many clearances this week. And, high level of rating there in the ranking points. Prez getting a goal as well. So, a very even game all the way through. And I guess what I did notice is that our possession count was up a lot on what it usually is and what it has been. Bit like Fat Albert, what it was, what it is, and what it shall be. It was a lot higher. We had a higher mark total. In fact, we led every single team stat, except for clearances, where we got beaten pretty badly. I think it was 45-31. That was the only stat we were behind on. And that may have just been the difference at the end of the day. Perhaps they got a little bit more cleaner ball into their 50 on occasions, which is why they may have kicked one more goal. And so
well, it did come across like that, without even looking at the stats much. It did come across that we were super competitive right from the outset, right to the very end of the game, and the big difference was some of the marks that we were taking around the ground, which is super important if you want to, gain the ascendancy and just play better.
So why did we have 100 more possessions this week than we did in the last 2 or 3 games? Between 60 and 100 more. I don't know. My sense watching on the TV is that the guys looked like they were playing with a little bit more freedom. They weren't being I guess they weren't holding back as much, so there was a bit of hesitancy, particularly when the game was up for grabs. And that showed in the statistics, lots of guys getting a high number of stats, a lot more running play, I think.
Their skills were up. They were hitting targets really well, which has been lacking. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it seemed like they were more relaxed, just slightly more and you play better if sometimes the harder you try isn't always the best thing because you get it, you start second guessing yourself but they seem to be, the skills were a bit sharper and they just were enjoying it. I think everybody seemed to be enjoying it. It was a real team sort of feel about them, I reckon.
Yeah. Do you think that ties in with what I was saying about them playing more? Or feeling a bit unshackled, if you like?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What did you think, Jim? Did you get that sense?
Yeah, it wasn't as stringent as a performance as what they'd been showing up until now this year. But the shackles, it did seem like the shackles were off and players were starting to back themselves, they know their own ability. And they were backing themselves. Rosenzweig was coming more up the ground and leaving Tompkinson and Grace down forward a bit more and taking those field marks up on the wing. That was happening. He was more just in the forward 50, but he was coming right up the further out of the 50. Not the 50, the 43 metre arc at Glenelg Oval.
on the 120 metre oval.
Yeah. There were so many players kicking goals from outside off the 43.
Yeah.
It was good to see.
Yeah.
So, touching on that, so if they did a true 50 metre arc, it would go over the square, wouldn't it? It would be like a Venn diagram.
Yeah, that's right.
It would.
They have played on a few ovals like that in certain areas. It's weird.
Yeah. They go over the centre of the square. God.
I don't know what do. Do they, when you have to do the 666, where do you stand? On the edge of the square or on the edge of the 50 metre arc?
They should just make the square smaller at Glenelg Oval.
Yeah, they should just burn the whole oval down. Anyway. So I thought that at quarter time, Rosenzweig was our best player, and by some distance, even though we had a great quarter, I thought he was our leading stat getter at quarter time. He took a few very good marks up on the wing. I thought he was fantastic and instrumental in providing that pathway to goal. I didn't see it as much after that, though he is a competitor. He still finished with 14 possessions. He is a competitor, and I was super impressed with his first quarter in particular. This guy, I get a sense that he could be being looked at by the higher levels because of what he's got. He's got a lot more to come, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Go the claw.
Sure.
Go the claw. We love the claw. And he's driven as well. So I think that's a very good thing. Let me just now go on to the votes. So here's our weekly votes. Jimmy, tell us how your votes fitted into this.
Let me see. I gave one vote. Oh, tied into that. I gave Cole Presbury the best man on the ground. Gave him 3 votes. I thought it was his best game of the year. He was just in the right spot at the right time. He seemed to be in the right spot at the right time, giving off handballs. Nice passing, a bit different from last week, and a great goal he kicked. I think it was the last quarter, a snap at an important time. And he stood up. He showed his leadership, Kyle. It was great.
Yeah.
And I gave 2 votes to Josh Fahey. He was all over the place.
Yeah.
34 possessions.
34 possessions, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been great if he got that goal in the last quarter there. He had a bit more time.
He
was on
did.
his preferred kicking leg. That would have been fantastic. That would have topped off his performance, but I gave him 2 points. He was really good. And for his 4 goals...
Seven tackles and 4 clearances he had as well.
Yeah. He's been a great recruit, he has this year. Faye.
Yeah.
And for his 4 goals, for the beginning of his game and finishing off at the end of the game, Jack Tompkinson, Big Jack, with his 4 goals, great accurate kick. He's a better kick than Taylor Walker.
He doesn't miss many. He's not a pretty kicker of the ball, but he doesn't miss.
No, he doesn't. It's good. It works. It works. So go, Jack.
Yeah. Now, Gunny, did you have Tompkinson in the votes?
I did. I went Fahey, the Flash Fahey, because, like we said, he was all over the place and put in a great, stellar effort. I gave the 3 to the Flash. And Tompkinson, it was the Jack attack was going on
the Jack
Saturday.
Attack.
The Jack attack. He was just, it was great to see, just busting through, making a presence, making a nuisance of himself to the Glenelg players.
Yeah.
Kicking goals accurately. A couple of them were snaps. Go the Jack attack. And I had to sneak in Presbury, as I said before. You just always rely on him. He was reliable, held the team together. That's my 3-2-1.
Yep.
Yeah, great. I wasn't there, but Mads was kind enough to give us a bit of her votes for the day. And we know that Mads is in love with Anzac, so she gave him 1 vote. It was probably one of his quieter games. I don't think he even got a goal, but he did still get, 16 possessions, and 3 tackles. So, you wouldn't call it a bad day out. And then she's also in love with Big Jack Attack Tompkinson, so two for him. And but he deserved them. He played really, really well. And I tip my hat off to her for giving George Kendall 3 votes. I thought, again, he was fantastic. I think I gave him the 3 last week. He was, again, brilliant. He's taking so many marks and intercepts and doing great things these days. I really am enjoying his season a lot.
Yeah.
So with the Jack attack, what do you reckon it's been? What's turned it around for him? I was asking questions, to tell you the truth. I saw him last year. He was a bit fat and he looked a bit fitter. He was sort of hobbling around in the moon boot earlier this year, and I thought, this guy's going to be so unfit. And he came back into the team and didn't do much. But now, in the last 3 or 4 games, we've seen something different from him. He's gone to a new level.
Yeah, well, he must have had a good pre-season. I did hear that he did have a good pre-season, and he was looking pretty fit and ominous.
But he had a moon boot on, Jimmy.
Before the year.
Yeah.
Before the season.
Yeah.
And he still looked pretty fit. He looked fantastic.
He needed it Yeah, he needed to slow himself down. He was too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Maybe
he
it's
put
a fashion
movements on.
statement.
he's like Bruce Lee. Like they had to slow down all his movements when they filmed him fighting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they had to put a moon boot on Jack Tompkinson just to bring him back to the level.
I think it was a Michael Jackson thing, really, how he wore the one glove. I think it was one boot. Anyway,
he does look trimmer. He does look slimmer this year, though. He does look slimmer, and that's
he's certainly
probably
much more
helped him.
agile.
Yeah,
I love that he doesn't take any shit, and he's always having a crack at the opposition. And you can see them backpedaling whenever he sort of has a go at them. And a couple try and stand up to him, but they always backpedal again. So I reckon that's great. And it's actually a good feeling to have him and Tomo up forward. And because there's not many big key defenders or opposition key defenders who are going to get the better of those two in a strength battle.
Yeah. Well, that's right.
I'd like it with me in a scrap, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, Player of the Year votes. Faye back on top again. Opened up a 3-point lead over Anzac with the Preds coming in after that. Pud's still hanging in there. Kendall and Big Jack's got himself into the leaderboard, which is really good to see.
Jack.
All right. Just get out of that. Now, tell us about the canteen experience, Jimmy. Or did you not have anything? Did you take a sandwich?
I took a can of tuna and some Jats biscuits.
Did you? Oh, jeez.
No, we didn't go to the canteen. We went to the barbecue this week at Glenelg Oval because we know how good the one at Central's is, Elizabeth is. So we thought, well, let's go and see. Let's go and see if they can cook a real barbie or not. And we went down there and it was shit.
Was it?
No, it was fine.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was just they didn't have anything else though. It was fine if you wanted a sausage and onion, but it wasn't fine if you wanted a hamburger or a steak sandwich because they didn't have them.
No,
steak sangers.
No, it was just sausages. That was it.
What?
It was their special.
So are we saying that Glenelg Oval has the shittest food?
Well, it's not. It was a good sausage. What can I say? It was kind of tasty, but it was too limited. So I wouldn't go as it's the worst food, but it was way the most limited. I mean, albeit I know some people go in the club room, and then you'll get a sort of pub fare. But I didn't go to the canteen, but I think there's a canteen on the south side of the Oval. I think that's a pie sort of. I don't even. Do you reckon they do chips anywhere? I don't know about that. I don't reckon they do.
Maybe they only have pies as well. No pasties or sausage rolls. They just stick to their strength.
Yeah,
sausage and pie.
They probably have just vegan pasties.
Yeah. Yeah.
And falafel.
Oh, I'm just calling it as the shittest the shittest food service. Yeah. Well, based on my experiences at other ovals, you can get variety at other ovals. Maybe the quality's not always there. But, based on the report that you guys have given me, just to have sausages at your barbecue sucks.
Yeah, I think they put too much time into their where their club rooms are, and then the bifo doors open to the Oval, and you can go there, like Gonnie said, and you can get a pub meal, and they might be neglecting the rest of the ground.
The grassroots supporters.
Yeah.
Hey, one bad thing about the Oval on Saturday, they had some like past players. I don't know, some function on the south western side, big tent, and they had the music blaring
I heard it.
It was over the top of like the announcer in this. You could hear like Billie Jean and Thriller being played over the top of the. It wasn't right. That's not good. You don't want a distraction like that.
No, I heard it on the replay, and it actually detracted hugely. You couldn't hear the crowd noise.
Yeah.
I was thinking there's no one at this game. There's no noise. What was the crowd like? It didn't seem that good to me.
Well, besides that distraction, there was, especially when it was pretty close. There was, it wasn't too bad. There was, it was vocal, was what I'm trying to say. They were still pretty vocal. They were just drowned out a bit at times. But, especially in the last quarter, everybody was up and yelling and stuff. And we were on the quiet bit as well. And it was pretty miserable.
Quiet in the cheap seats.
Yeah.
There didn't seem like a lot of Central supporters there.
No, not a lot. Not a lot. I mean, they were all Glenelg on the other side, because whenever there was a 50-50 decision on the ground, that they were going crazy for the free kick and influenced the umpire with a few free kicks on that side. And that sort of frustrated me a little bit, because we kept on, when we were kicking out from goal, we kept on kicking to the grandstand side. And I thought they should have been coming to the outer side to get away from the influence of the crowd, because the umpires are so weak-minded.
The grandstand side was the attacking side with the wind. But, so I can understand why they would do that. Incidentally, we got 22 free kicks and they got 17.
Oh.
You call them bullshit on that or what?
Yeah. Probably. We might have got 22. They might have got 17, but 15 of them were dubious.
Yeah, they shouldn't have got any, really, if the umpires were being fair. One thing I just wanted to mention again, going back to players, I thought Jaden Matz was really good. The hit-outs were 41-30 in our favour, and I thought he's a very good player again. I think this guy is going to be a very, very serious ruckman next year and for many years afterwards. He's a brute of a lad, and, looking forward to seeing him and Talon just monstering oppositions. So, all right, so the Canteen was a bit of a disappointment, but, you expect that, don't you? Okie dokie. Anyone, did you want to mention anything else about the game there, Gonny?
I want to mention one thing. Heritage round.
Yeah.
Why don't the goal umpires wear the heritage stuff? Like you said, the lab coat. I mean, the players get these heritage guernseys in the AFL as well. I want to see a fair dinkum goal umpire with the hat and coat. That's my suggestion for the week. I reckon that'd be very cool.
Oh, I'd like that. That'd be good. And you know what else they could do? Do their fucking job and not miss simple bloody kicks. That'd be a nice start.
That'd be good too.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion of the week.
Yeah. Okay, I like that suggestion. You have good suggestions each week, Gonny. I'm not quite sure, if the powers that be will watch this podcast. If they don't, well, they're missing out, but they should, and, should be taking some of these things up.
Have they had Heritage Round this year? I can't remember it.
I think
they
so.
Normally do. Heritage Round.
Yeah, because we had
Rivalry.
Heritage, because wasn't it, or Indigenous Round, because Sonny Murray designed it.
Yeah, I've got one of them. They're awesome. Yeah, but I don't remember the Heritage either, actually, now that you mention it, Mr. James Simpson.
Well, whatever happened to Rivalry Round?
There's no rivalry anymore. That's too expensive. The SAFL have banned it. They don't want rivalry.
No. And just in favour of Glenelg on the weekend, they didn't have their two big guns playing for them up forward.
Yeah,
Mr. McBean and Lockie Hosey.
Yeah.
So we'll give them that. We'll give them that one, I suppose.
Yeah, fair enough. We didn't have Harry Grant as a McGarry medalist.
Yeah, or Cody Nant.
or Kobe Nadal. Well, son, didn't have him either. So, but they are key figures in their team. But you can only play what's in front of you at the end of the day, and they still won. Well, they didn't. They won on the scoreboard, but I think we, as Connie said, we won morally and on principle.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
Reflecting on that game, the Norwood game, Glenelg previously, the Eagles, all good efforts from us, but not quite getting there. And I'm sure there's, drawing with Westies and just losing to North early in the season. That's 6 games, I think, that have been decided by, under 10 points.
Yeah.
And if they're wins, you're in the 4 or 5. So whilst we have been disappointed on a few occasions, like Norwood the first time, the sort of Crows games, and Sturt games, we actually don't look, stats would say we're not that far off it.
Yeah.
So one of you said earlier that, Jimmy, I think you said the structure's there. It looks right. And I think you're right. I think the structure is there.
Yeah.
You would look through our side and say, actually, I can't see a position that we can't fill. I think we've got something there. And when I see them play like they did on Saturday with a bit more freedom, it's really good to go and watch them. Now what we have to do is obviously elevate that, take confidence from that, and win. Yeah, which we will this week against the Eagles.
That's right. Yeah. A few. Well, we're a young side, and the structure is there. And when there's a few more games under all the young players' belts, I think we'll see a bit of a difference if we can keep this line up.
Yeah. What do you think, Glenn?
Yeah. I was at the Eagles game earlier in the year, and they had a great first quarters, probably with the Glenelg game, their best first quarters for the year, I would say, from memory. But we didn't take home the bacon, but I reckon we can this week. Home ground advantage. Why not? If we play like that again, let's go and be entertained like we were. Let's do it. And I think we said it last week in the Flash podcast that we want lots of people coming for the crowd for the last 2 weeks of Tomo's reign, especially last week. So hopefully that will transpire. I want to see a few thousand people there. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah. So we'll have the Tomo Flash podcast later in the week. That'll be popping up, trying to encourage people to come along. So that'll be good. I think they're going to get many more people there against Port in the last round, though, because if you're a diehard Central supporter, you hate Port. That's the bottom line. It's going to be a pretty interesting day with Dougie Cochran lining up for Port. He had 30 possessions for Port on Saturday.
Did he?
Yeah, he was the best player by a mile for Port, and their second best was Jez McLennan. And I don't know if you noticed a couple of weeks ago, a fella who they just brought in by the name of Finn Wakeland kicked 5 or 6 goals for them. That's Michael Wakeland's son.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So there's, and Tom Cochran, of course, he's there. The Central's connection is very, very strong. It could just basically be Centrals versus Centrals this game.
That irks me so much. It irks me so much that Cochrane was always, they were, Cochrane's in the 70s and beyond, and now you see them all popping up for the power. It doesn't sit well with me. Doesn't sit well. Good luck to them. They're doing well.
Yeah.
For
the sake of the lads, you're right. Good luck to them. Hope they do really, really well. And we'll always embrace them as Central's people deep down. And I'm sure they feel that way too.
Yes.
Yeah, but sure. Well, they've been told it's their best avenue to career in the AFL.
Yeah.
isn't it? Just like Jez McLennan. It's not good. But yeah, Centrals versus Centrals, and hopefully Centrals win that last game against Port at Elizabeth. And that's the week after, but we've got to worry about this week first against the Eagles. If we can play like we did against them last time, but for 4 quarters, this time we'll do them. We'll do the Eagles. You know, big Sauce Jacobs. He's a good Centrals man himself. I heard him talking on the radio that he's a Centrals supporter, Sam Jacobs. He grew up. Yeah, he grew up barracking for Centrals.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, so he's a double agent.
Yeah.
It's great.
Good stuff. Well, it looks like we've lost Danny for some
Where's he
reason.
gone?
I don't know. No great loss, really.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's back now.
Sorry, I keep having this problem with my bloody computer. It ran out of battery. I didn't notice, but my plug wasn't in properly. Anyway, I'll let it all
You
that
sound
out.
like my mum. You sound like my mum, who's 88. Oh, I can't get my computer going.
Anyway, back to where we ended there. So Eagles this week. Hope everyone comes down in force and watches us win. Gonnie, have you got a score tip for us?
Centrals by 45.
Centrals by 45. I'm loving it. Is someone going to kick a big bag of goals?
Yeah, the Jack attack will be on form. Amazing Grace, I reckon, will chip in again for 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 from Gracie, and Bo's going to be on fire as well. So I can just see the 3-headed monster down forward wreaking havoc.
Right.
That's my pick.
I like it. What about you, Jim? Quite changed.
I reckon Presbury will continue with his great form, and I think Anzac will bounce back this week with a few goals, 3 at least. Tompkinson will play an even better game, and Centrals will defeat the Woodville West Torrens people by 32 points, I think.
That's good.
I think we'll do the Eagles.
I want it to be what it was like in, 1989 or 88, when we kicked like 35 goals.
Oh, yeah.
And Chaplin, Kickett, Hanley and Rudy all kicked 7.
Yeah, magnificent.
Yeah, I want that.
Big day.
I want that. I didn't see it live. I'm unfortunate. Yeah, but
no, I didn't go.
I want that. I don't think it's going to happen because none of those players play anymore. That's the main reason. But I'm tipping Centrals by an impressive 21 points. And I'm tipping, like you guys, Prez to turn it on and Anzac to also turn it on. But I'm really, really looking forward to Matt's taking on that big ruckman of theirs, who was a state ruckman.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I want to see him do well. Matt's is not afraid. He's strong. I think he can match him. And if he can get over the top of this fella, it'll be a big scalp. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, something to look
Excellent.
forward to.
All right. Well, we're out of time for now, guys. Thanks again for your time. Look forward to catching up on Saturday for some chips and banter. And go you dogs.
Go Central District football team.
See ya.
Giggity.